Hello and welcome. The election season, it has its peak, and in this special half an hour, we'll bring to you a personality, political personality, a name to reckon with in the northeastern region, and he is none other than Mr. Kiren Rijiju, the Union Minister of State for Home Affairs, somebody who belongs to Arunachal Pradesh, the state which is also going to assembly polls simultaneously along with Lok Sabha polls. Welcome to Rajya Sabha TV, Mr. Rijiju. You have, a kind of a persona, if you look at it that way, is being a Minister of State for Home Affairs in the Union government and BJP's young face from Northeast. Let's begin with the national scenario, and specifically since you have handled the Home Affairs portfolio for all these years, let's look at the national security first. What is it that your government has achieved in the past 5 years in terms of national security, and what's the roadmap going to be from here onwards if you're voted back to power in 2019?
If you see how we have performed in the security domain, you will get the answer of our policy and our intention. BJP as a party, we have been very clear and categorical in our defense and security policy. We have zero tolerance towards terrorism. That's why if you see the entire 5-year period, the whole approach is different. For example, the northeastern region. From 2014 to 2019, 79% in terms of total numbers of incidents, killings, kidnappings, bomb blasts, civilian death, security personnel death, all incidents, if you calculate, 79% it has come down. If you see the left-wing extremism, we have almost cornered left-wing extremists in a few pockets. We have zeroed into them. And we are not only taking action, it's backed by developmental steps like building roads, other infrastructure, schools, medicals. So it's a two-pronged strategy. Same is being applied in Northeast. Barring Jammu and Kashmir, there are different kind of issues because we are dealing the situation strongly. So there are some kind of reactions and some kind of incidents you see, but we have been very uncompromising in terms of our action against the terrorists and all the militants. Northeast has been very specific in terms of achievement because the success rate is very high. Now, entire state of Assam, entire state of Tripura, entire stretches along Assam and Meghalaya border, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act has been lifted by the Home Ministry. In Arunachal also, the entire western and central part of Arunachal Pradesh, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act has been lifted. This AFSPA was imposed by the Congress government in 1990, and it continued till recently. But subsequently, when we had taken very stringent proactive steps, the militancy is over along the Assam-Arunachal border. So now, the AFSPA in Arunachal is now left only to 3 districts of Tirap, Changlang and Longdeng, and 4 police stations adjoining those 3 districts. So the achievement is tremendous.
Okay, one very important aspect on the national security policy, and it's closely intertwined with the internal security as well, is the way we have seen, India conducting surgical strikes in the recent past. It was after the, that ghastly attack in Pulwama, and then in the northeastern region as well on the Myanmar border, and previous to that also there was one more. The question is that going to be a very important part of the policy of the NDA government, the BJP-led government, if voted back to power, in terms of dealing with the issue of terror?
Yeah, because as I said, because the policy of BJP party is very clear, so that is being imported in our policy of the government. Now, I am one of the main guy who is part of the drafting committee of our
on the national security.
National security in our manifesto, which will be released soon. We are very clear. We are taking off from where we have left in 2019 from 2014. We are going to adopt more proactive counter-offensive actions in the years to come. We are not going to tolerate any kind of attack on our national security, be in the border area, be in the hinterland. We are going to go after anybody who is going to threaten the national security. There's very clear no compromise on that. The Prime Minister has shown the resolve to take proper action to make the Indians and India more secure than what it used to be. We are aspiring to become a big power, and big economic power is possible only if you can secure your citizens, if you can secure your border, if you can secure your country. So BJP is very clear on our security front.
Okay, your ministry is also in charge of the Central Armed Paramilitary Forces, the CAPFs. There are several of them, and they're playing a very important role at borders as well as fighting the menace of insurgency in several areas, including the Maoist areas as well. The question is that what has been done in terms of benefiting these forces and these personnel who work continuously, side by side with armed forces as well, and two, what is it the long-term plan for these forces?
See, first of all, the honor for our armed forces. You have to honor them. You have to recognize them first. Those who have lost their lives for the nation, you can't compensate them or the family, compensate their lives with any quantum of money. It's very clear. But still, it is a duty of the nation to take care of the families, the children of the martyred, and to honor them. Imagine, for last 70 years, India did not have a national memorial for the Central Armed Forces as well as for our defense forces. So, last year, Prime Minister inaugurated the National Police Memorial at Chanakyapuri, and last month, Prime Minister again inaugurated the National War Memorial. So, both the Police Memorial and War Memorial, we have dedicated two War Memorial. One is for the Central Armed Forces, one is for the Army to the nation. Now, it is very important, I must tell you, and the country should know. Okay. We have launched a website called Bharat Ke Veer. Now, anybody who is martyred in the duty for the nation is immediately paid in cash not less than 1 crore. As I said, money cannot compensate the loss of lives, but it's our duty. So, through those various efforts which we have conducted in last few years, the money, the earlier time we used to give hardly 30-40 lakhs to the family of the martyrs. Now minimum amount is 1 crore, and for the recent some of our family members of the Pulwama attack martyrs, some of them have reached 5 crore also, they have received. As I'm very categorical. See, the money is not to be compensated for the life, but the money is basically for the family who are left behind. So, the basic, welfare, other steps or other important like OROP or other financial or housing and all welfare schemes, it's a tremendous improvement in last 5 years. Okay. Now, housing is one of the issues. In the manifesto, we are very clear that we are going to enhance the budgetary allocation as well as we are going to take various steps. You can see the manifesto for the welfare of the armed forces.
Okay. Now, let's come to the hardcore political issues since this is a national election and, simultaneously there are several states which are going to assembly polls as well. We'll talk about Arunachal as well in a little while, but let's talk about, some catchy movements and let's start with the Main Bhi Chaukidar movement started by the Prime Minister. One, the rationale behind that, and two, is it just a response to the Congress's or the opposition's jibe which was being taken as at the Prime Minister?
See, you can't define how these slogans or these postures have taken shape, but what I'm very clear is we are very vigilant. Since we are in the government, we have to be vigilant. Not only we have to be corruption free, but we have to stop corruption from any office, whether it's a Prime Minister office, Minister's office or departmental office in various forms. See, in 2014 when we entered, like I entered the office of North Block, that's where Home Ministry is housed. The whole corridor of North Block, South Block used to be full of pimps. Those people who will, do all kind of middleman job. This is completely wiped off. Today, if you walk the corridors of South Block, North Block, or any of the central minister's office, there are no middlemen, nobody commission seekers, no dalali you will find in the corridors of power today.
Okay, so that's the crux of this movement.
Why is this possible? Because Prime Minister is the person who is leading us with his leadership, a clean administration. Our governance is based on full accountability. That is why, if you call it Chaukidar, I think it's an appropriate word. Because we are not only clean by ourselves, but we are taking care of the assets, the wealth, the exchequer, the money which belongs to the people of India.
Okay, let's talk about something which the main opposition party has come up with. The Congress, in fact, the Congress president himself announced this in a press conference about Congress's scheme of going ahead with the 72,000 rupees per poor family. What is your viewpoint on that? The main opposition party says that this is a viable, a scheme, a viable way to go ahead and deal with the poverty, the biggest issue India is facing.
If Congress knew how to run the country, if Congress had the concern for the poor people, why is it so? In last 58 years which Congress ruled this nation, why the maximum numbers of poor people on this planet Earth live in India? Is it the way to solve the problem for the farmer distress or all poverty? You mean you will do nothing and at the end of the year you will issue or provide some lollipop? What is this? Prime Minister has come out with a very tangible solution to take care of the need of the farmer. It's an endemic problem we have. We have to solve it. Okay. Just merely promising something will not going to solve the problem of the farmers. We have to have some kind of a very, very constructive and all-time solution in hand. That is why all this Kisan credit card or doubling of farmer income by 2022 and all kind of support system, minimum support price, all this comprehensive policy to eradicate the problems of the farmers and the poor people are being planned out. So we have a very ethical way of, solution to the problem. Not like Congress lollipop just because they just want to win election. So they will say that, waive off the farmer's loan. If that is the solution, then why Congress failed? Congress has miserably failed. They have no solution. Rahul Gandhi is the Congress president, but sometimes he even doesn't know himself what he's talking about. Okay. He is talking about some figures and some issues and speaking in different languages and different figures in every second day. He doesn't know the direction of his own party. How will he guide the nation?
Okay, one more interesting question is that according to you, is it this time around Narendra Modi versus the rest, the Prime Minister? Because there is no other face on the other side?
My take on this is very simple. There is nobody to take the position of Narendra Modi ji in today's time in India. India needs Narendra Modi ji. It's not BJP needs Narendra Modi ji. India needs a leadership. India needs a visionary leader. So India needs Narendra Modi ji. This is call of the time. Not every country is fortunate to have a leader who is popular across the globe. And this is the best moment where India will take a central stage in the Committee of Nations. And we are very proud that when I used to go to foreign countries in different occasions, I've seen we were treated as just an ordinary member of a country. Today when we represent our country, we are looked upon with great respect and with great expectation that India is a leader. How did it happen? Because of the visionary policies and practical steps taken by Narendra Modi ji. So he is the leader. That is why there is no alternative. That is why the dynastic politics which is being played by few families, they are coming together to save their skin, not for the country, not for the people, and they are coming out with some kind of a vision which is actually visionless.
Okay, let's shift our focus to Northeast now, and let's talk about your state specifically, the state of Arunachal Pradesh. 60 assembly segments and 2 Lok Sabha seats. You're one of the candidates from one of the seats, Arunachal West. What is it that your government has done for the people of Arunachal Pradesh? And by your government, I mean not only the 5 years of central government, but you also have run 2.5-year-old government in the state of Arunachal Pradesh.
See, Arunachal is one of the most beautiful state in the country, and Arunachal is the biggest state in Northeast. But unfortunately, Arunachal is the least developed state in terms of all kinds of infrastructure or all kind of, if you see the social parameters. What we have done is we have transformed Arunachal Pradesh in past 5 years, but this transformation has actually taken place in last 2 years only when BJP government was installed. Now, you'll be surprised to know that Arunachal receives one of the highest money for the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Arunachal has the maximum numbers of railway projects going on in the country. The railway project conceived to connect Tawang, to connect Alo, to connect Parasuram Kund via Pasighat. These are mega projects. Besides that, all the foothills of Arunachal are going to be connected with the railway lines. Then we are building an industrial corridor in the foothills of Arunachal bordering Assam. We are almost completing the Trans-Arunachal Highway, which could not be proceeded due to the land compensation issues and all. But these are all sorted out. Now tender has been called. Work is going to start very soon. Then I have a mega dream of Frontier Highway, which will connect the entire stretches of Arunachal's boundary close to China. So these mega projects, along with the airports, along with various other projects, Arunachal is going to be one of the most happening state in next 1 decade time. When all these mega projects are fructified, then Arunachal will be the place. I want to create Arunachal as a dream state, where people longing to come to the state and see the beauty of the land of Arunachal Pradesh, which we call the land of rising sun. So I have a dream, and it will be realized. Now we have a BJP government in the state. Now BJP will form the government again, because we have already got 3 MLAs unopposed already in the house of 60. Okay. So we are going to, out of 60, BJP is likely to win around 55, 56 numbers of MLA seats, because people have decided that they want development, and development can be brought only by BJP under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. Our Pema Khandu is our chief minister, is doing excellent job also.
Okay, you've listed a lot of developmental works, and most of them are infrastructure works, either completed or in the pipeline. But if that's the case, then why is it that the opposition goes on and alleges that not much has been done in the past 2.5 years?
Yeah, not much has been done.
And specifically in the education and health sector as well.
Yes, I agree that not much has been done because Arunachal was ruled by Congress. BJP just came to power 2 years back. That is why not much has been done, as Congress said is correct. That is why we want to do now. We are doing it.
See, another very important aspect in the state of Arunachal Pradesh is the issue of PRC, the Permanent Residency Certificate. And unfortunately, it has led to violence in the state as well, something which is not seen in Arunachal Pradesh. So what exactly is your party's stand on this issue, and how will you tackle it when you come back to power, if at all, in 2019?
PRC issue is very emotive for the people of Arunachal Pradesh. There are some non-tribals who are living inside Arunachal Pradesh who own land. They require some kind of certificates for their various requirements. So there was a joint high power committee. They recommended. So there are 3 joint high power committee reports also. So the last joint high power committee also recommended with certain stipulations that PRC may be given, but with full, protected conditions. The Congress party, the present Congress president, went to Lekang, that area, and promised PRC to them. They put pressure on the government. So government got their PRC report. They wanted to discuss in the assembly. Before it was discussed, the violence erupted. Immediately, after the tragic killing of 3 youths, the state government stopped this entire process and decided no more PRC issue anytime, forever. My take is very clear. The state government has taken a position not to grant PRC. From my side, I am the member of parliament from Arunachal Pradesh. I guarantee that this PRC issue is closed forever. Not only that, the Congress government who brought Chakmas and Hajongs and settled in Arunachal Pradesh illegally when Arunachal was NEFA. Even Tibetan refugees were settled inside Arunachal Pradesh because Arunachal is a protected territory. So even despite the Supreme Court judgment, I have taken a position in the Government of India, in the Home Ministry, to appeal to the Supreme Court that we cannot grant Tibetans or Chakmas and Hajong as citizens inside Arunachal Pradesh. As long as I am there, we will protect the indigenous rights and constitutional rights of the people of Arunachal Pradesh. That I guarantee, and that cannot be diluted.
Okay, but effectively, what is your party's final stand on this issue?
No,
are you in favor of PRC, granting PRC? If you are voted back to power, will you continue with the, this aspect and grant PRC to those communities, or will you put a stop?
Congress party demanded that PRC should be given to the non-APSTs. But now BJP government has decided not to grant PRC, and this issue is closed forever.
Okay. Another very important aspect with respect to Arunachal Pradesh, your state, is the kind of political, fluid situation we've seen in the past, the way, there have been defections earlier as well. Now, you're saying that you're very confident of forming the government, although it might be a bit earlier in the day to go ahead and ask that, but with already, 3 MLAs already having registered their win unopposed, how does it look like to the situation this time around in Arunachal Pradesh? Do you think the political instability days are over in Arunachal?
Yes, the instability days are over because the instability started during Congress regime because the Congress leadership could not provide stability, so there was lots of dissidency within the Congress party. Now, BJP, we have a settled leadership. I am not coming back to the state politics. I will continue to be in the national politics as a member of parliament. And Pema Khandu is a young chief minister. He will continue to be the chief minister of Arunachal Pradesh. So there's no question of any kind of situation where instability will arise. Because as a senior leader of my party, my state, I have already clearly decided that I will not come back to state politics. And we have to have a single one-person leadership in the state, and that is settled, and Pema Khandu will continue, and I will serve the nation in Delhi, and from there, I will do maximum for my state of Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay, so that question is settled as far as BJP is concerned as to who will lead the party if voted back to power. And the last question, let's look at the entire Northeast, since you're considered not only the face of Arunachal, but the face of Northeast as well, and the representative in the union government also. In terms of, these states, if we look at the northeastern states, how do you see the scope from here onwards? If your government is voted back to power in next 5 years, what's the roadmap which you have for the entire northeastern?
See, northeast is uniquely placed. If you see the map, you'll understand that the whole of eastern world actually begins from northeast. And if you see the Southeast Asia also, the northeast is the contiguity, that part of the Southeast Asia. So the route to Southeast Asia, the route to East Asia actually begins from northeast. So northeast India is going to be a major economic hub. So the Look East policy was turned into Act East policy by our Prime Minister. So this Act East policy is backed by the action. And when you adopt a policy, you have to install proper infrastructure. That is where the maximum infrastructure projects today are going on. Bridges are being built, airports are under construction, roads are being built. In the years to come, Northeast is going to be one of the major economic hub of the nation. And since Northeast is very rich in terms of mineral resources, very fertile land, colorful people, and very strategic locations. So it will be a huge contribution from the northeastern region in the growth of the nation. Okay. And it can be done only under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji because he has the vision. Otherwise, all those years, all this breeding of militancy, insurgency, these had started because the center did not care. Today, I can tell you in this Rajya Sabha TV, there was a time when the delegations, organizations from northeastern people used to go to Delhi and they used to just move around in Delhi without getting appointment to meet the ministers, the senior officials. They had no place in the heart of the government of India. Today I am sitting there. Today any organization from Northeast coming to Delhi, I ensure that they are well taken care of, they are well heard and address the issue for what they have come for.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Rijiju, and best of luck for your election as well in the Arunachal West parliamentary seat. So this was Minister of State for Home Affairs at the centre, Mr. Kiren Rijiju, in a freewheeling conversation with us on issues which are related to the northeastern region, to the state of Arunachal Pradesh, and most importantly, the national security as well. We'll keep on bringing you some more conversations with political leaders from all political parties across the nation in this special segment on Rajya Sabha TV, India Votes 2019. Till then, keep watching RSTV.